for this?
Well, there were times when I felt a day like this would never come.
All things come to him who waits, and I'm so happy for both of you. And myself, of course.
Well, Quentin, when Vanessa was a little girl, she used to say to me, why can't I have a baby brother or sister?
I did not.
Yes, you did.
I don't remember any such thing.
No, you really did, darling. And of course, I couldn't tell you that you actually had a brother somewhere.
Well, darling, you can tell me now. Are there any more brothers or sisters floating around out there?
No, no. My entire family is seated at this table.
Well, that's a relief.
I'm so glad you invited me. Thank you again.
Oh, Quentin, you have a standing invitation anytime you want to come. But there is more to this than just a simple little family reunion.
Oh. Oh, Daddy, you're so full of surprises.
Well, I want something from both of you. I want you to tell me what you would like to do with your futures, so that I can be of whatever help I can.
Oh, well, for heaven's sakes, darling, Quentin and I are both adults. We can manage very well on our own. Don't you agree?
Well, speaking to
Down here and
myself...
tell him that I want to speak to him. I'm willing to wait a very long time.
Rebecca, he is having breakfast with Henry Chamberlain. I have no idea when they'll be back.
Is that where he is really?
Yes, he is, and I have to leave right now. I have to get ready to go to meet them, so I would appreciate if you would please
so
leave.
you're all one big happy family now. Do you consider yourself part of the family already, or are you just anticipating?
You know what your problem is, Rebecca? You have to realize that you're not a part of Quentin's life anymore. Those days are over.
I'm a much bigger part of Quentin's life than anyone knows, especially you.
Look, that is my mother, and I want you to leave right now. I will tell Quentin that you were here, and I will tell him that you are waiting for his call. I will tell him, I promise.
Hi. Oh, you have company.
No, Rebecca was just leaving, actually.
You be sure and tell Quentin that I want to speak to him again. He'll understand why.
Oh, I was hoping you'd seen the last of that woman.
Yeah, so was I, but do you realize that she was going to stay here and wait for Quentin?
Oh, sure I do. You know, she really wants to talk to him. When you were out in Tangier, she came over and she insisted on talking to him. Had a terrible time getting rid of her. Good thing Vanessa was here.
Well, what did Vanessa do?
Well, actually, she didn't do anything. Just her being here was enough. I suppose whatever she had to tell Quint, she didn't want Vanessa to know about it.
Well, I don't trust either one of those ladies.
Well, you don't have to think about all that. That's what I came over to tell you.
What do you mean?
Well, I decided it would be a good idea to have a Reardon family poker party, and I want you and Quint to come over tonight and join us.
Well, Mom, you haven't had one of those since,
Since your father went away, I know.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, it seemed like a good idea.
Well, yeah, I think it'd be fun. I think it'd be a good idea.
Well, you think Quint will come?
Well, sure he wants to come. Sure, I'm sure he will.
Well, I don't even know if he knows how to play poker. I see him playing chess or bridge.
Well, look, it'll be good for him to lose a little money and have some fun.
Well, I will be only too happy to take his money in a nice, honest poker game.
Yeah, well, listen, Mom, I think you should be gentle with him. You know.
You, darling. Now, Quentin, what do you plan to do now that this whole business at Tangier has been resolved?
Well, I have given it a great deal of thought.
Have you come to any decisions?
Well, all I really want is to live a relatively quiet life and pursue my work in peace.
Oh, goodness. How are you going to accomplish that? I mean, you're not going to leave Springfield, I hope. At least not right away.
No, Daddy, you mustn't make him feel guilty. You have to think about his career, too. I mean, for heaven's sakes, what possible exciting archaeological finds can he make here in Springfield? What do you expect him to dig up? An old shopping mall and the relics of a few hundred white sails?
Well, I must admit, I want to remain in Springfield, though. You see, I have a great many artifacts from previous digs that I want to classify. And I have given some thought to the idea of becoming a teacher.
Really? That interests you, does it?
Oh, yes, yes. Professor Renfield was the finest teacher I ever knew. It would give me a great deal of pleasure to open the field of archaeology to a student the way he did for me.
Well, I think that's an admirable idea, and I'm sure Mrs. Renfield would be pleased, too. Oh, yes, I could endow a chair in archaeology at the university. Oh, but what about Spaulding Enterprises? Would you like to take a more active part in running that?
Oh, no. No, sir. No, I'll retain my Spaulding stock, but my role there will be what it is now.
Oh, I think that's a very, very wise decision.
What about you, darling? If you had your druthers, what would you rather do?
Oh. Well, nothing really terribly differently from what I'm doing now. Just looking after you and tending to your well-being. And, well, I suppose I would like to become involved in Spaulding Enterprises again, if I could.
Yes, I would like that too, darling.
I'm really sorry you lost your job there, if that means much to you.
Oh, well, don't you worry about a thing. Everything's going to take care of itself. I have every confidence. No, you just go right ahead.
Good. So, how did your breakfast go with Henry Chamberlain?
Oh, it was wonderful. Just wonderful.
It's just the two of you?
No, Vanessa showed up.
Oh.
But after breakfast, Henry and I went for a walk and talked about things in general.
Did she behave?
Well, you know, I did notice a bit of a sibling rivalry there, but I think she'll get over it once she realizes that I'm not trying to take him from her.
Well, she ought to, because she ought to realize that we aren't telling Henry Chamberlain that she tried to keep him from finding out who his son was.
Yes, that's true. I'm glad we did that for Henry and for Vanessa. I don't know, to tell him now would just cause him a great deal of pain.
Well, I know that. I just hope she appreciates it. She probably doesn't.
Oh, well, I think she will eventually. I think we'll all settle down to a nice life in harmony.
Yeah. Guess you're right.
See, Nola, to me, it's just a matter of time and getting to know one another. But I'm really glad this morning happened. I really am.
Yeah, I am too.
So, what did you do while I was away? Did you finish that paper?
No, I didn't. There were people in and out of here all morning long.
Oh.
Well, Mom stopped by, and then Floyd came by.
Ah.
Yeah, he told me that you had stopped by to see him, and I was just wondering why you didn't tell me.
Well, it was a spur-of-the-moment type thing. You know that I'm trying to get my life in order now. I was just bothered by the fact that Floyd seemed to resent me so much, so I went over to try and straighten things out.
Well, I don't think he does anymore. You know, we also talked about working out a visiting schedule, you know, a regular schedule that he could see Stacy. I think we're going to be able to work something out.
Good, I'm glad. Well, did anybody else stop by?
Rebecca.
Oh. What happened?
Well, she said that she had to talk to you and that I don't know everything, and I promised that I would have you call her the minute you got in, and she said that she had to talk to you again, whatever that means.
I see. I'm sorry you had to deal with that. I thought I was going to have more time before I had to deal with Rebecca, but apparently not. Nola, you and I have to have a talk before I call Rebecca. I mean, I want you to have a clear understanding of everything that's happened.
All right, but I promised her that you would call.
Yes, and you kept your promise, and that's all you need to do. She'll just have to wait. I want to talk to you first. I want you to know the whole story.
Look, I already think I know what you're going to say.
Do you?
That you and Rebecca were involved once. That's it, isn't it?
Did Rebecca tell you that?
No, she didn't have to. I figured it out.
Well, Nola, there's a lot more to it than that. And that's why I don't want to rush into anything, and I want to take time to explain it all to you without any chance of interruptions. So why don't we put it off until later when we put Stacy to bed? Then we can come back in here and we can discuss it.
Oh, we can't.
We can't?
Mom, you know, when Mom came by earlier, she said she is having this poker party, and she wants us to come. See, well, it's really important to her because it's a family tradition sort of thing, this poker party. And we haven't had one since Dad went away. And, you know, we just laugh and have a good time, and it's just really important to her. She wants us to be there.
Well, good. I'd really like to go.
Okay. She didn't even know if you did that.
Well, I'll do my best not to disgrace you. I seem to be familiar with the rudiments of the game. I think I can handle my own.
All right, well, I'll be there to help if you need any help.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Nola, I do want to talk to you about this Rebecca situation before I call her. It's essential.
Okay, look, we'll go play poker and then we'll come back and talk, okay?
All right.